Hi everyone, my name is Tina. Today we will be learning about how to throw a curling rock. To start off, some of you may be wondering what exactly curling is. Curling is a game on ice, often summarized as shuffleboard on ice. A curling game consists of two teams made up of 4 players. The objective is to slide a 42-pound granite rock down a sheet of ice towards a painted bullseye, with the goal of getting your team's rock closer to the center of the bullseye than your opponent. Each team throws 8 rocks per end. Once all 16 rocks are thrown, points are counted, and that is considered one end. There is usually 10 ends per game. The first step to throwing a curling rock is to crouch in the hack. The hack is a rubber starting block frozen into the ice. The point of the hack is to give the thrower a surface to push off of to create momentum. The second step is to determine the shot being called. For each shot, there's a team leader, commonly known as a skip, at the other end of the ice. The skip decides what shot is to be thrown. The skip shows the shooter where they would like the rock to end up and where the shooter is to aim. Based off of the shot being called by the skip, the shooter is to determine how hard to throw the rock. For example, if the skip wants a rock removed, the shooter will throw harder weight. If the skip wants a rock being thrown to stop in the rings, the shooter will throw a more finesse weight. At this point, the shooter knows what the goal of the shot is and should be ready to throw. After determining what shot is to be thrown, the shooter begins to get ready by preparing the handle on top of the rock to turn the correct direction. Let's remember the name of the game is curling, so the shooter is responsible to make sure the rock curls in the correct direction. There are 2 ways to turn the rock, clockwise and counterclockwise. When beginning, it's easy to think of where to start by thinking of a clock. For a clockwise turn, the shooter will begin with the handle at 10 o'clock with the intention of turning the rock to 12 o'clock. With the counterclockwise turn, the shooter will begin the handle at 2 o'clock and turn the rock to 12 o'clock. In other words, turn the rock in 10-minute increments based off of which way the rock needs to turn. After getting your handle ready for the proper rotation, the next step is to position your body with the broom the skip is holding for the target at the other end. This is the step that confuses a lot of beginners, as you are aiming at the broom and not necessarily where you want the rock to end up. As stated before, the skip is holding the broom as a target and it shows you where they would like the rock to end up. But it's your job to aim at the broom and let curling do its job when you turn the handle to end up where you would like it to be. The next step puts everything together. The shooter has their foot in the hack, knows what shot they are throwing, and has their handle and body positioned accordingly. With all of that together, the shooter will lunge or slide out of the hack. While sliding, the shooter will begin to rotate the rock and aim at the broom. While doing all of this, they're also considering the weight. When they push out of the hack initially, they're considering whether they're throwing a takeout and pushing out hard, or if they're throwing a draw and pushing out soft to elaborate on the finesse shot. With all of these steps together, the shooter will release the rock at 12 o'clock towards the broom. Once the shooter has released the rock, they will watch the rock curl down the ice and guide the sweepers. The sweepers are there to help the rock go further and straighter as needed. It's up to the shooter and the skip to determine when sweeping is necessary. This is what allows it to be more of a team sport because everybody is in on making the shot together. So as you can see, there are many components to throwing a curling rock. The shooter starts in the hack, determines the shot the skip wants, sets their handle accordingly, and aligns their body positioning with the broom the skip is holding. The shooter then slides towards the broom, releasing the rock on target, and hanging around to aid the sweepers in making each shot as a team. I hope you enjoyed this short and sweet version of how to throw a curling rock. Many people think it may be easy, but you never quite know until you try it yourself.